I'll separate this video in 3 segments: the positives from my races, the negatives, and my next moves to improve. Positives. I'm getting more comfortable with my racecraft. I have stayed side by side with cars without completely compromising my racing line, and I have also been able to overtake people better than I have ever done before. I have also gotten more comfortable with racing with other similarly skilled drivers, which I also find that to be good progress. Although I'm still not entirely able to keep my cool while racing cleanly, I'm still stressed, but at least it's better than before. Generally, I had some pretty good successes with a few drivers. I really enjoyed battling with them, even though with some it didn't really end anywhere. It was just a constant chase and a few attempts to overtake, but not successfully. But I'm just happy that I had these clean and enjoyable moments. Negatives. I am not as clean with my overtakes nor with defending that I would like to be. I've got myself on incidents, whether it was my fault or it wasn't, it doesn't really make a difference to me. I should be able to navigate the track safer and avoid collisions by leaving a bit more space, a bit more room for errors or mistakes from either side, either it's me or the other driver. I'm also lacking a bit of speed. Now this is really interesting. I've looked at telemetry and it seems like I'm pretty on point with the aliens on some corners, but I'm missing out on others. So like I said, in a lot of corners I was carrying the same amount of speed, rotation, everything. It was just, I was not losing time in most of the corners in Road America, but then there were a few in the areas that I was losing time. I really couldn't find the proper approach. Even though I've tried, it would seem that I would always not be close enough. So that's the moment that I asked myself this question. What else is there to improve on if I'm close yet so far? What's something that I have completely avoided doing that the alien drivers have definitely done? So I decided to start educating myself on the driving theory and not just do laps in the sim. I need to get a deeper understanding of what the hell I'm actually doing. What does it mean to actually understand car behavior? And I know that I'm definitely lacking in driving theory because for the past year or so, I've been telling myself that I know what I need to know, which can only mean that I don't know shit. So to quickly brief you on what I'm reading, I found myself in a rabbit hole and I started reading Drive to Win by Carol Smith, and I'm also planning on reading Tune to Win and most likely Engineer to Win. So far by reading this book, I noticed that although I understood most of the basics, there are still many details that I hadn't really thought of before. Shocker, right? Like for instance, when you're close to the limit of the tires, let's say you're using 95% of the available grip, and you start using even just 1% more amount of grip, the difference in speed is minuscule, but the heat generated is substantial. For some of you this might be like obvious information, but it's not for me, so it definitely is important for me to understand car behavior better and get better. This is just one thing, and honestly there are many more that I'm missing out on. I'm not even halfway through the book yet, and I will also have to reread it to make sure that I'm not forgetting any valuable information. Along with that, I also started doing some races with the MX-5 again. I'm not stopping with the Porsche, but I'm doing a mix of races from now on. This is to reintroduce myself to the basics while now knowing much more about proper driving than I ever knew when I first started. I'm being even more cautious with the tires and weight transfer now. And this also translated when I switched back to the Porsche Cup when I did some practice sessions. I'm not gaining any speed at the moment, but I'm just noticing that my approach, the way that I approach these corners now, even though I might be entering with the same speed and almost exact braking points, and the same exact inputs, I understand it better. I feel more confident with what I'm doing, and I am able to be more consistent when I'm on the limit. And I'm also starting to be able to kind of judge a corner, like how much should I push in that corner? Maybe I should kind of dial it back and wait for the next corner to actually use all the grip available. There are things that I'm just now kind of exploring and experimenting with that I wasn't really doing before, not to the amount that I'm doing it now. Also with the MX-5, this was also a good way to increase my safety and iRating after a dramatic week with the Porsche Cup. I was also able to keep my cool when I was racing in the MX-5, since, at least in my head, the stakes were less, even though I had some top drivers that were competing with me. I had a battle with a 7K driver, which I was able to keep the same speed, and I was actually attempting to overtake them a couple of times. They were just defending in the proper areas. I'm pretty sure I'm lacking a bit in experience there to actually pull off an overtake with such an experienced driver, but being able to at least catch up to that guy, I'd say that's a win for now. And it was also a huge experience for me to kind of understand how I should approach drivers like that. This was an introduction, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen more often as I keep improving and keep getting better. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty sure you noticed that I'm not as consistent as I would like to be with YouTube. Honestly, I can't keep it up with the amount of work that I have, but I'm trying my best. But I am more active on Discord, so if you want to talk, you can reach out to me there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll try to be a bit more consistent moving forward. I can't 100% guarantee it for now, but yeah, I'll try my best. See ya!